As we come back in with part 3 of Nahum 1, verses 1 through 15, the Lord's anger against Nineveh. We come back in with peace and victory. The final verse offers a glimpse of peace and victory for the oppressed. The message that the enemy will not attack you anymore, and peace will reign, with a powerful promise of relief for Judah. This interpreted by some as a message that God brings peace and victory over sin through faith in Jesus Christ. And then the application, which is trust in God's justice, even when injustice seems to prevail in the world. We can find solace in the knowledge that God will ultimately set all things right. Next is seek refuge in God. In times of trouble, we are reminded that God is a refuge and that He cares deeply for those who trust Him. And then reflect on God's patience. Nahum shows that God is patient, but His patience will eventually end in judgment for the wicked. This is a reminder for us to consider how we can be more patient with others as well. So as we begin to jump into the deep dive, it says Nahum 1 through 15 is an oracle of judgment against the wicked city of Nineveh, the capital of the Assyrian Empire, a message of comfort and promised deliverance for the people of Judah. The passage balances God's fierce wrath against unrepentant evil with His protective goodness towards those who trust in Him. And we get into the meanings. It says God's character, which is verses 1 through 8. The chapter opens with a powerful display of God's attributes. He is presented as a jealous and avenging God who will not leave the guilty unpunished. However, He is also slow to anger, good, and a stronghold for those who seek refuge in Him during times of distress. This highlights a balance between His justice and mercy. As we move into divine power over creation and nations, which is verses 3 through 6, Nahum uses vivid imagery of nature. Whirlwinds, storms, drying up seas and rivers, and quaking mountains to illustrate God's absolute